What's up, y'all? I'm here with my boyfriend, Detroit. What's up, Detroit?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't know we were coming out this quick. Hold on. Alright, I thought we were gonna keep this a little bit secret. Alright.
Yep. Also,
But,
both of us have really big dicks. Big dicks. Big
yes,
fucking dicks. Bitch,
I have the bigger
ass,
one.
fuck,
I'm the man in this.
big dick. I just had to say that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm the man in the relationship, just letting you know.
Yes. I have the tits.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so, today, we're gonna be ranking wide receivers. Top 30.
And we'll also
Right.
try to get this video done without any voice cracks.
Mm-hmm. What? Okay, alright, that was staged. That was terrible.
Also, should we say any honorable mentions? I can't, maybe Sterling Shepard?
I can say honorable mentions, but
Sterling Shepard.
okay, so before we start this, we're gonna piss a lot of you off in about the first 5 seconds that half your receivers are not on there. Okay, we apologize. We couldn't
Demarius
fit
Thomas,
everybody
yep.
in without
Ranking the
making
top
this about
30.
an hour. Without making this an hour and a half video. Okay, we don't have the time for that. We have shit to do. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't cuss. I forgot this family-friendly show.
Yeah.
Cut the video. Cut the video. Cut the
All
video.
right.
Cut the video.
Shut the fuck up! Alright, I'm sorry, y'all, for
Okay.
that. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Okay,
I'm not
then.
gonna lie, that was
All
the
right,
weirdest
so,
2 minutes ever. But,
that's one way to start a video. No, but we have people like Corey Davis off,
Demarius Thomas, Sterling Shepard,
Thomas, Sterling Shepard,
Will Fuller,
Sanu, my boy Golden Tate.
oh,
which,
that's another one, but he...
Honestly, DJ Moore. Golden Tate's off
Nelson
because he was
Aguilar?
good with Stafford. Nelson Aguilar's off too. Alright, and we've officially pissed off half of our fans.
Yep.
So that's great. But remember, this is just a subjective
It's an
list.
opinion.
You could
dislike. You can dislike,
You can
but
dislike. Please
I mean,
don't, though. We would prefer all the
if
likes.
you don't like the list, I don't care, alright? Y'all can dislike. I'm not one of those people who are like,
Okay.
I'm offended, but like, no need to call us like idiots on a list. It's an opinion. It is an opinion.
Yes. Some people went maybe a little bit too far in the
Yes.
comments. Not really, but
No need for
I'm saying
religion
that.
and all that. But I'm sorry. Okay, let's start this off finally. Number 30.
Yes,
who you got?
I have. Who do I have? I'm at the top of my list right now. I have Mr. Chris Godwin.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. That's who I had too. Sweet. No debate this one.
So
oh,
do
like
we even
last
have
one.
to debate this?
It's
Okay, so
basically he was on the number one
I will
pass offense, and
Chris Godwin, he actually had a surprising year. I will say this. He stepped up very well.
Adam Humphries, another
where is
honorable
he?
mention.
Yeah, he stepped up very well out of that loaded Tampa receiving core. He finished with 842 and 7 touchdowns. He beat out people like Adam Humphries and Deshaun Jackson based on his touchdowns alone.
He could have
also
had maybe a better
95
year if Fitzpatrick started.
I would say, because Fitzpatrick really liked throwing it to Godwin. He had 95 targets, 59 catches. I'd say that's a solid year, honestly. Yep. What is his second year?
I'd
say
I think it's his
first or
third, to be
second year?
honest. I remember.
No, he's 22.
He's 22.
So,
okay, yeah, he probably
unless
already
he started,
second. He ain't a rookie. I know that.
19. But yeah, no, I think he had a fairly good year, good enough to make it on this list. Yeah.
Yep. All right, 29. Oh, I'm just looking at this list right now. I'm thinking Mike Williams maybe here, or
That's exactly who I had.
there you go, Mike Williams. No.
Mike Williams. He actually had a really solid year, starting as the number 2 receiver. He had 664 yards, which doesn't sound great, but he had 10 touchdowns, and he did this on 66 targets and 43 catches. I'd say that's a pretty solid year, honestly, as a number 2 receiver. Okay, now this is where it starts getting a little bit.
Oh gosh, you're gonna have a. Who you got 28?
Before we get to this, we got the two obvious ones out of the way. I am an offensive lineman. Just letting y'all know that I can grade quarterbacks, running backs, and tight ends well, and defenses too. Wide receivers is not my thing. That is YOLO's thing. All right. So
yeah, because I was just starting wide receiver throughout high school.
Yes, you were. No, you weren't. Okay, but shut up. No, but this is my subjective list. I watched Calvin Johnson. Okay, I know what decent wide receiver play looks like. So I have Doug Baldwin.
Wait,
That's my
what?
28. And I'll tell you why.
Oh, come on, Detroit. Detroit. He didn't reach 1,000. I know that. But you know how much games he missed? I think he missed a good 5.
That's exactly why I'm putting him down here. He had 6'8". I will say this: Doug Baldwin
put him
was
over
off to
Tyler
an
Lockett.
amazing start. An amazing start. All right, he was off to an amazing start, and then he got injured.
Baldwin, hold up. You're telling me you would
Tyler
take
Lockett is better than Doug Baldwin.
Hold up. Hold up. No, you would take. I'm just looking at these receivers. There's one receiver on here. You take. Who am I looking at?
Who are you looking at? You're just
Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald. Obviously, if we're ranking these guys off of history and like of legacy, Larry Fitzgerald's #1, hands down. But as of right now, in his age, I'd still take Doug Baldwin over Larry.
The only reason I'm putting Doug Baldwin this low is because he's injured. That's the only reason.
The catches he makes and how clutch he is. I don't know if you watched that Cowboys game.
I would say he's a good player. He made it on this list, but he got injured and
you sure you don't want to say anyone else? Doug Baldwin this low?
Okay, who are you gonna put? Who would you put?
We got Larry, we got Alshon Jeffrey, we got.
I had Larry down here too, so.
I mean, Doug Baldwin this low? Cooper Kupp, we still have Cooper Kupp, who's injured, who has an ACL tear. May I remind you?
I know that's also a thing.
You sure Doug Baldwin this low? 28?
This is not my list, okay? This is a community list. And if you think that Larry Fitz is a higher
Doug Baldwin.
Dude, convince me.
Let me look at his stats. He missed these games for like the first time in his career. He missed this much games, and he's a playmaker.
Where's Doug Baldwin? I'm looking at my thing.
I'm looking at his stats right now. He is clutch, too. I was just watching the Cowboys Seahawks wildcard game, and he made a key sideline catch, which was fucking insane. Doug Baldwin stats.
I'm looking at other stats though.
5 touchdowns.
He played 13 games. He played 13 games, correct?
Yes, but he got injured in early of them.
More people, I know, but there's a lot more people that played better in 13 in the time he had than Doug Baldwin.
All right, well we'll put Doug Baldwin here.
Next though, I will say is Larry.
All right, no debate there. It's Larry.
He's a great Larry. If you're watching this, you're probably not. You're a great receiver.
Dude, Larry's watching
but you
this.
did nothing for my fantasy team this year. What the fuck?
Well, hey, Larry's top 5 receiver all time, and he's #1 in terms of.
Yes, he is.
And he's the quarterbacks he's had through his careers have been ass, and he's still put up numbers. Larry, take Larry off.
Hold on. I just want you to tell me wherever you put Doug Baldwin once we get to that spot, okay?
I mean, so I'd put him top 25. That's what I was thinking. I'm not saying, and I thought we'd put both him and Lockett.
Where did you have him?
I would somewhere in the 21 to 25 range, like 28. Really? Yeah. Oh, I must have spelled Fitzgerald wrong here. Oh, there we go.
All right. Next.
26.
If you want to flip Larry and Doug Baldwin, I'm fine with that. I mean, it doesn't really matter because
we'll keep that. We'll keep that. We keep that. 26. I'm thinking Cooper Kupp here. What about you?
Yeah. I agree.
He was on my
The only
fantasy
reason
league.
I say that, all right, the only reason I say that is because ACL that
Yes.
derailed it. He was off to an amazing start. He had eight games, 55 targets, 40 receptions. He was on pace for 1,200 yard a year, 6 touchdowns in 8 games. That's pretty damn good, I'd say. But he tore his ACL. That's simple as that.
Number 25, and we're into the light blue, the cool blue.
We're into the cool blue. Okay.
Yep.
Who did you have here?
I'm thinking Alshon Jeffrey. It was between him or Brandon Cooks, but the thing that really decided it for me was Alshon Jeffrey.
Okay, Brandon Cooks this low. I don't agree with you on that one.
Okay, maybe I am. He did have like what 1,200 receiving yards.
Yeah, 1,200.
Yeah, cancel that. But Alshon Jeffrey ruined Big Dick Nick. How do you? Come on, you better catch that damn pass.
On that one.
Alshon Jeffrey 25.
I had him a couple spots higher, but yeah, no, I'd be okay with putting him this low.
Yes, literally, you ruined Big Dick Nick. You should be ashamed of yourself.
All right.
Bam. Number 24. Who do you got?
Me, I have. Who do I have here? I have. Oh, you're gonna be surprised by this one.
Who?
Actually, no. No, I have Emmanuel Sanders.
Emmanuel, just because of the injury? He was on the.
No.
Why not? Emmanuel Sanders?
Huh. No, Emmanuel. No, I'll save the other one for later. I had somebody lower than Emmanuel, but I think now that I'm thinking about it, Emmanuel's probably lower than this person, who I will not mention. But Emmanuel, honestly, he did not step into the role as a #1 receiver as I thought he would. Yes, he got injured, but he has Case Keenum as his quarterback. I mean, you can't really blame him. But, honestly, I think Demaryius Thomas was the better receiver.
Cortland Sutton, another honorable mention.
Cortland Sutton looks like he's going to take the #1 role eventually. And Alshon,
I thought, to be honest, I agree with this. I agree with
he's old.
This ranking at 24, but not for the same reason. My reason's the injury. I thought he had a good year. What was the stats? I'm pretty sure he
868, 4 touchdowns.
Oh, that's
98
it?
targets, 71 receptions. Yeah. Well, I mean, he did play 12 games. He did play well.
That is, and his quarterback is Case Keenum, but
he played well enough for Case Keenum. But
come on,
he's old now.
Look what
he's injured.
Yeah.
And it looks like, what's his face? Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton, yep, the receiver out of SMU, who the Cowboys. At first, I thought the Cowboys should have took him, Calvin Ridley, or Cortland Sutton, but Leighton Vander Esch was a hell of a good pick.
I was very surprised.
I was very wrong there.
We will be ranking defenses after the Super Bowl, guys. Just letting you know.
Number 23.
It's yours. Who do you got?
It's between 2 receivers, okay?
Okay.
Maybe 3. Maybe 3 here. Tyler Boyd, Calvin Ridley, Stephon Diggs.
I don't like the Stephon Diggs pick.
I mean, Adam Thielen's the man in Minnesota.
I have a third receiver to throw into the ring.
Who?
Jarvis Landry.
That is true. That is true. Did he reach 1,000? I don't think so.
No, he did not.
Yep.
He had 4 touchdowns, 976 yards, 149 targets. You know how many he caught?
How much?
81.
Damn.
He had, what did he have? He had probably the worst catch rate on this list. I don't know how many drops he had though.
You know what? Now, and looking at this, I know Tyler Boyd did go over 1,000. And correct me if I'm wrong, he had 8 or 7 touchdowns.
He had 7. Yes.
He had 7. Yeah. And Jarvis Landry did not even go over 1,000. And who's their quarterbacks? Mayfield.
He had less than 5 touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns. Yeah.
I can agree with you on Jarvis. Maybe another year he would be higher because one year he did lead the NFL
I mean,
in
honestly,
catches.
he probably just needs to get used to the system there.
Yeah.
It's a lot different than Miami. And I mean, now he doesn't have to deal with people like Devontae Adams breathing down his neck.
Yes.
Or
Wait, Devontae
the
Adams bringing
Yak
down?
King, the
Wait, wait,
Yak King Albert Wilson, who is not the Yak King. Jesus Christ.
wait. Why'd you say Devontae Adams?
Devontae, or not Devontae? No, my
Yeah.
God. What was
Yeah,
no,
Devontae's your...
oh, okay. Nope. What's his face? Devontae Parker. That's who it
Devontae
is.
Parker, yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, okay, okay. You know what? Shut up. Alright.
Alright.
No. Devontae Parker and Albert Wilson, the non-Yak King. Yeah, no, he's got to get used to his role as really the only receiver in Cleveland.
22.
Alright, so 22.
You got this one.
I have here Calvin Ridley.
Okay, I was gonna say the same thing. Had the touchdowns.
The reason I have him here, okay, Falcons fans, the reason I have him here is because he started falling off the map at the end. Alright, he was hot start, doing really well up to like week 12 or so. Then he just stopped.
Yeah,
Sanu was like,
and he
this
only
is my
had
spot,
he only had one game this year over 100 receiving yards.
And
that was the week he went off.
This year. Yeah, you had 821 this year, and he had 10 touchdowns, and like what, 3 of those came in one game, right?
Yep. But he does have to deal with like Julio and Sanu. I mean,
yes,
he was a first rounder for a reason.
I would say if he was on another team,
he could have been higher. Yeah.
I don't know why they drafted Calvin Ridley, honestly.
Well, it's because they had such a high pick, and he was still there. Nobody took a receiver. It was like, and he was from Alabama,
honestly,
and you know who else is from Alabama?
Now that you mention it, Sanu could probably be a trading piece.
Yes.
Over the offseason. But we'll see, because everybody's going to be in the race for Antonio Brown.
Yep. Oh, I need to do a poll. That reminds me. Where do you want to see Antonio go?
Sanu could be he could be a steal, honestly, on the trade block. He could be a very nice number 2 receiver.
And Sanu, he used to play for Cincinnati, and he is actually he's going to turn 30 here soon.
He is, how old is he?
He might even already be 30.
He's 29. He will be turning 30 next year.
There you go. 21. We are on 21.
21. Who
21.
do you got here?
Okay.
That's bad.
That was great. I'm looking over them right now, and did Tyler Lockett get 1,000 again? I don't think so.
No.
You're not. You know what?
Not.
I still think Lockett's better, but I'm gonna go Edelman here. I think Edelman.
I actually agree. I agree with you. I 100%. That's where I had him, right at 21. And the reason Patriots fans, the 4 of you that we have, just kidding, we have like 70.
God, there's a lot.
We have 70, just 4 actually expressed that they're Patriots fans. 108 targets, 74 receptions, 850 yards, 6 touchdowns. He was really good. Yes. But he had the suspension. Oh yeah, that's another honorable.
You know who should be number 1? Josh Gordon.
Is he even gonna play next year?
Probably. His career's probably over. He's an addict. I mean, hopefully he gets better, but
let's hope. I'm sending prayers.
Well,
to
actually,
that man,
I hate the Patriots, so I hope he don't get better. I mean,
wow,
I mean, I hope he gets traded and then gets better.
I just hope he gets better. Damn it.
Well, there we go. There's the voice crack. Somebody's gonna pin it.
Fuck. All right. Well, we almost made it halfway through.
Yep. We are now on the yellow or gold or what? Yellow. Now 20 through 16.
What? Oh shit.
All right. I did 21. You did 20.
Okay. Let me cross out Mr. Edelman.
I mean, we're not doing any divisions here, but there's one side of this that still has all 5 receivers.
Oh, sweet. Mr. Tyler Boyd. Thank you for all the fantasy points this year. The reason I say that is he was really good. He was really good this year.
Yep. He stepped up when AJ was hurt.
76 or 7. Yes, he really stepped up this year. And I'm gonna be honest, I think Cincinnati may be the best factory for churning out number 2 receivers that turn into number 1 receivers eventually.
Had a good, but he wasn't really.
Sanu Well, they
Marvin
could be number one
Jones.
receivers on most teams. Marvin Jones, Mohamed Sanu, Tyler Boyd. You'll probably get another one soon
Yeah.
enough.
John Ross, the one fast guy who's the host.
John Ross, honestly, once Boyd gets traded, because you know he's gonna get traded eventually.
Yeah. Or they might
Ross
actually
will step
might
up.
trade AJ because AJ's like what, gonna turn 31.
He is going to turn. Where's AJ Green? AJ Green. He's going to turn 31, and he's just coming off an injury. So
Yes.
they could trade him. They could definitely trade him. But no, Boyd had a really good year, and I'm glad I drafted him.
Oh,
picked
you
him up
drafted
off
him?
the wire.
No, yeah, I was about to
No, I
say
picked him
that.
up off the wire.
Oh.
I drafted Eifert in like the last round, and then he was playing well too, and then he injured himself
Damn.
again. All right, number 19. This is you.
Just looking over. How much touchdowns did Galladay have? 4? I'm pretty sure, maybe more.
5.
He had 5, and
That's
he had.
Not good.
I think
He had
I gotta go
1063.
Kenny Galladay here. He has.
I have him a couple spots higher, but I could definitely agree with you.
I mean, he has the height and everything.
I don't know. Honestly, it's just because of the potential I see in him.
I look at the stats.
I'd be okay
and
with
you're a
putting him
Lions
down
fan.
here. And that too.
I look at the stats and I see like he gets these 100-yard gains on like three catches or 4 catches. That happened a lot this year.
No, that did happen a lot. But once Marvin Jones got injured, he definitely stepped up. But I would definitely say he's a top 20 receiver. He is. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say he's the next Megatron. He is very good.
I don't know. You could say, yeah, that's.
He has the potential to be there. He just needs to develop it, honestly, and I think Stafford needs to return to the form he was in before, and maybe develop a quarterback behind him. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I really like watching Kenny Galladay, and 3rd-round pick was not bad.
I mean, Megatron was a once in a lifetime, or once in a
generation player.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was 6'5" and ran like Julio Jones. Like, he was fast and had good hands, basically unguardable. Galladay's 6'4", right?
Yes.
Yeah, both the Lions in early retirement.
He's a little light. He's a little lighter though.
All right, so
I don't know if he could go triple coverage against the Bengals. Oof. But
oh shoot.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a good receiver. But
number
yeah,
18.
No, number 18.
Yes, hopefully I did not interrupt you there.
No, you did not.
I'm pretty sure I know who you're gonna pick.
Who am I gonna pick?
Tyler Lockett.
That's exactly where I put him.
There you go. See,
he stepped up this year. He stepped up when Baldwin was injured.
He is one of the best punt and kick returners.
And I think he is. Yes, he's a very good kick returner. And he's definitely turning in. Like, he looks like a threat. He looks like he will be a threat. He had,
10 touchdowns?
10 touchdowns. And he did all this on only 57 receptions, which surprised me.
He had a lot of long balls this year.
Did. Yeah, that's what it seemed. And he was only targeted 70 times. I think the targets will go up this year. But he's better than Doug Baldwin.
I don't know about that yet. Doug Baldwin makes a lot of great catches, and Doug Baldwin comes up in the clutch.
I'll admit that. He deserves a spot on the list, okay? I just don't think he deserves it this high. Where would you put him? Or
Baldwin?
No, I already asked you this.
Yeah, I was saying 25-21, and I also had Lockett near that range. But actually, now looking at Lockett's stats, I mean, maybe a little. Alright, I guess
It could be.
It's so tough. Me personally, I would take Baldwin over Lockett. Maybe if we're starting a team right now.
You're the Seahawks fan here. You know those players better.
Baldwin is getting old. Is way older.
True. He's about to turn 30, isn't he?
Yeah, and I believe his rookie season would have been the year before the Super Bowl, which was like a while ago. So, and then Lockett we got him 2 years after. So, and Lockett is a speedster, but Anyways.
Oh, Doug Baldwin already is 30.
Yeah, and Lockett's like what, 25? 26? Or did damn I
Something like that. You should know the ages of your players.
Yes.
26.
There you go. See, I said 25 or 26.
Alright, so
Number 17.
What are we at? 17? Yeah.
Yep. Who you got?
Who do you have?
Oh
this
wait,
is
that's
yours.
right. Looking over these, I think it's about time. I think I'm going to have to go with Stephon Diggs here. I think you're going to want him higher. Oh, no? Okay.
No. I had him one spot higher. I won't tell you who's below. But I agree that Stephon Diggs, he's not the number one anymore.
Nope.
He lost his job to Thielen.
The white mamba, the GOAT.
He's a monster.
The GOAT.
I mean, he still was targeted a lot. He still finished over 100
over 1,000 receiving yards.
Over 1,000. He had 9 touchdowns.
That's good. But yeah, I mean, if he was the number one receiver on that team, he might even be higher.
If he was on any other team, he would be higher, honestly. Yeah. And he didn't have Kirk Cousins as quarterback.
All right, but you got 16.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I need to get rid of
16. I don't know, honestly.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes.
There's a couple receivers I can play here. You didn't mess up this time?
Yes.
Alright, good. Alright, there's a couple receivers I could put here. I could put Brandon Cooks as an option. Amari Cooper is an option. And AJ Green. Those are the 3 I'm tossing up, honestly.
Okay,
the only reason AJ Green is this low is because of his injury.
Yeah.
If he didn't get injured, he would be a lot higher. But
I think Amari Cooper should be a little higher, only because
only because of what he did on the Cowboys. Yeah.
And he what he did for that Cowboys team, like he was just.
Excuse me, it's a family-friendly channel.
Oh yeah, what he did for the fucking Cowboys was fucking believable, unbelievable. I
can't believe he fucking did that.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to go with fucking Brandon Cooks or who's the other receiver you said? You said
AJ.
AJ. AJ did great for
Woods.
No.
He did do
Woods,
no, AJ
Woods had
did
a better
really
year,
good.
didn't he? Woods had a better
Woods had a better year by
100 receiving yards.
And
15?
By 15 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, and Woods was there to begin with, and he knows the system more, and he's been, And
no, it looks like Goff favors Woods over Cooks, honestly.
I think Cooks here.
I would say Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks has to be lower than Woods, but Woods is not much higher.
And AJ, like, it is a toe injury, which
he could come. No, he'll definitely come back from that. But he's
6'4". He's a big red zone threat.
Right, but he's also turning 31 this year. So honestly, if I'm thinking, what are you thinking, Brandon Cooks?
I'm thinking Brandon Cooks.
All right, that's fair. He did finish with 1,200 yards this year and 5 touchdowns, but still, 5 touchdowns is not a lot.
No.
And honestly, if Cooper Kupp was still on the team,
he would have had more stats, and both of them
would have had better stats.
Yeah.
They would have less yards. Cooper Kupp would be a lot higher, and the Rams would have won the Super Bowl already.
Yep. I mean, I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. I still think Saints are gonna win it.
They could. Well, I mean, if they had Cooper Kupp, it would be a different story. But still, Saints are. All right, we're not getting Super Bowl predictions right now. Yep. That's for later. All right.
We're now into the green, the 15 to 11.
All right, so
15.
We're throwing it back. AJ Green, Robert Woods. We could add another receiver if you want to.
No, it could be between those two.
Honestly, Robert Woods didn't have that much better of a season.
Yeah, I sort of want to put Robert Woods here because AJ Green.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
I saw him play this year, especially the week he got 3 touchdowns. He's hard to go. He's hard to like game plan against.
Right. As long as he heals, he will be back top 5, top 7. But right now, I wouldn't say Robert Woods would be
Yes.
lower than him.
Then number 14,
Right.
is there any discussion? AJ Green?
It's got to be AJ.
Yep. And if
Let's
we were
hope he gets better.
halfway, if we're going back to halfway through the year, I would have never thought that Amari Cooper would be in the top 13.
Nope. I thought
I did
he would
not
be
think he would be this dominant for the
on
Cowboys.
the garbage list with the Raiders, picking second in the NFL draft. Probably gonna waste their pick because
Yep.
the Raiders hired
now
somebody
that
named
looks like
John
a terrible
Gruden,
pick. Because that
Mr.
pick's only
Turkey
like
Hole.
27th now. They traded Amari
Mr.
Cooper
Turkey
for...
Hole.
They traded a top 13 receiver as of right now. Because we haven't ranked him. For the 27th pick. That doesn't seem good to me. I mean, had it been a top 10 pick...
And Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack, duh.
Yeah, they got and they lost what'd they get 2 first-round picks?
Yeah,
Out
they
of
got
that?
2 first-round picks, and...
Yeah, so they got a first-round knockout out of that, and they'll probably get another late-round playoff next year. So
We are
I don't
on to
know.
number 13. Oh, I need
Amari
to take AJ
Cooper.
Green out.
So we have the 3 I'm thinking of.
1, 2, 3,
You
4,
can move
5,
these 3
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 13. Yep,
Somebody didn't
continue.
mess this up.
Nope, didn't mess it up.
Alright.
And of course,
Actually, no, this
when
is
we
your
messed
call.
it up,
This is your call.
when we messed it up on the Raiders one, it was of course Derek Carr. I blame John Gruden for that. All right, this one, I think I'm gonna have to go Julio Jones here. No, I'm playing, but
Really?
I'm joking. I'm fucking with you, dude.
I was joking. Alright, I'm just making sure. Making sure I don't need to take you to a mental hospital.
I'm looking through these names right now. Maybe it's between Juju and Amari. I'm looking right now, or
You
maybe
think
Ty.
Juju?
Ty.
I wouldn't put Juju this low. Honestly, he did make the Pro Bowl.
Yes, he did have more receiving yards than Antonio Brown.
And he did. No, Antonio Brown's a better receiver. All right. We don't
Yes.
have to
Also,
worry about
wait. I need to tell. I already could tell. Steelers fans are gonna be like, Antonio Brown was double teamed and all this. You know how much receivers get double teamed? That's a terrible excuse.
that. Exactly.
That is a terrible excuse to come out and say this receiver didn't do as good because he was getting double teamed.
That is facts, my good sir. But
Who you got at 13?
who do I have at 13? I honestly, the toss-up for me was Ty or Amari. Amari started coming on late.
He just was so
but
dominant. Like
Ty's getting old.
if they
honestly.
didn't have him,
But he still had
Cowboys
a
don't make
very
the playoffs.
dominant- That is very true.
He was such a big
but
game
honestly,
changer.
If you take Ty off, do the Colts make the playoffs? That's the question. The
They
Colts
might
did
not win
have
another
really good
game,
defense.
but luck was the deciding factor. What did Ty do without luck?
True.
And what did Dak do without Cooper? Jack a shit.
Dak did nothing. Dak did nothing. Honestly,
But T.Y.
I'd
Hilton
say-
does have a receiving title to his name.
he does. But that was in the past. This is
Yep.
now. Honestly,
Ah,
I think you have to go with Ty, honestly.
yes. Only because
I mean,
how
it doesn't really matter because it's one spot, but still, I would say, I would take Amari Cooper over Ty at this point.
Yep, and Amari Cooper is the bigger receiver. T.Y.'s like, what, 5'9", 5'10", and then meanwhile Amari Cooper's 6'1".
Let's see. Okay.
Then number 12, I think we could put Amari Cooper here.
Yeah.
There you go,
That's
Cowboys
fair,
fan.
I'd say.
Amari Cooper, top 12.
Made it into the top half of our list. He is a
Above-
top 12 receiver.
Dang, what receiver are we going to cut short of being in the top 10? Whew. I think,
Julio Jones.
yes, Julio, here we go. No, I'm playing. It's between two receivers, alright, for me. Me personally.
Alright.
Keenan Allen and Juju Smith-Schuster.
That is fair. All right, because those are my next two, actually. Those two, honestly, you could flip at any moment because Juju, he's a very good receiver, but he's at number 2. Keenan Allen, he's a very good receiver, but he's got an old quarterback that won't throw on the ball sometimes. And honestly, Mike Williams and Tyrell Williams were better targets in the red zone than he was, but neither was Juju. Juju only had 7 TDs.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I am thinking. Who had more receiving yards? I'm pretty sure that's Juju, right?
Juju.
Yeah.
By a mile.
Who would you put? I'm sure.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna go through stats right now. All right.
Okay.
So Juju had 166 targets. Keenan Allen at 136. Okay. Juju caught 111 of his.
That's good.
And Keenan Allen caught 97 of his.
Yeah, Keenan Allen, you're telling me. At
Keenan
11.
Allen has a 71% catch rate, and Juju has a 66.
Oh.
But hold on. Let's take away one reception from Juju Smith. His 97-yard reception. That takes him down a lot of receiving yards. Honestly, though, that play was amazing. Not gonna lie.
It was. He broke like what,
really
3
good.
tackles versus the Broncos.
Yeah, that was really good.
And I was going against him and Big Ben that week, and that's the reason I lost my fantasy league.
Oh yeah. But honestly, you could flip these two. I'd say Keenan Allen's the better receiver, but right now, if Antonio Brown gets traded, Juju's gonna be.
I'm down for that then. Put Juju at 11.
Honestly, I would say, like, Juju, as of now, since Antonio Brown is not traded yet.
I mean, I hope he gets traded because it'll be
receiver.
interesting to see where he goes.
He will get traded. So I would say put Juju at 11, Keenan Allen at 10.
Alright, we don't even need to discuss.
Remember, this is before free agency. This is before the Super Bowl. We have nobody who has won. This is documented. Okay, so then when people come back and watch this video 2 months later, they're like, why the fuck is Juju Smith not above
I'll tell you right
Keenan
now.
Allen?
It's either going to be Saints-Patriots who win the Super Bowl. We are back. We had technical difficulties yet again. Anyways. So we had Keenan Allen at 10, and we were talking about how the Chiefs, oh yeah, they won't win the Super Bowl because Patrick Mahomes is going to win MVP and the MVP curse. Anyways,
Let's just hope Breeze wins the MVP.
Yeah, Breeze, that's who I want. Saints, I don't want the Patriots or Rams to win.
I want Breeze to win the MVP and break the MVP curse somehow. But back to what we were saying. Where are we at? Number 9?
Yep, Keenan Allen's 10. Then we have Hopkins, Hill, Brown, Julio, Evans, Beckham, Adams, Thielen, Thomas.
Alright, this is your call.
9, Mike Evans for me.
That's what I put.
There we go.
Honestly, he had a good year. He had a good year. He had a very good year. I feel like, though, he was not used enough.
Yes.
And he did have a lot of
targets. He had a way better year than he did last year.
He did, but he was not used enough in the red zone. He only finished 8 touchdowns. But he is such a big guy, and he's such a, he's hard for defenses to key on. They should have used him more. And, yeah, I guess we agree that Mike Evans is number 9.
Yep. Number 8, who you got?
Alright, who do you have? I don't want to say mine.
You're going to say, don't you dare say my boy Adam Thielen.
No, he's not that low.
Alright, number 8. I'm guessing, are you going to say Odell? Because it sort of sounded like you were...
I can't say. I just want to hear who you think.
Okay, if you're me... You know what? You're probably going to disagree with me here, and the reason I'm going to say this person is because he drops a lot of key passes. I'm saying Tyreek Hill.
I thought you were going to say that. I'm going to have to partially disagree with you on that one. Yes, he does drop a lot of key passes, but his stats
He is the fastest player in the NFL, but I've seen him drop a lot of wide open passes.
Yeah, because he runs before he has the ball in his hands. But the reason I would not put him that low is because of his stats.
All right.
1479 yards and 12 touchdowns. He
Oh,
had
that
the
is
third
true.
most touchdowns in the league.
That is true. I. Who are you gonna say? Devontae Adams?
I was thinking about it, but he has 13 touchdowns, so no.
Yes, and he has like what, over 1,400 receiving?
So that leaves two people, and one of them made the Pro Bowl.
Oh,
I got
you're gonna say
Mr.
Odell.
I have Odell, and I have Michael Thomas as two that could go back and forth.
I,
The only
you can't guard Mike though. I think
can't
we'd have to
guard
put
Mike.
we'd have to put Odell or first before we put Michael Thomas.
That's what I'm thinking, because Odell, the thing is, he had a quad injury, so
Yeah,
that's not an ACL, but he still has an ACL that he had. So he has that. He was on track for an amazing year, though.
His
And then he got
quarterback is
injured.
Eli Manning, so we got to give him that slack.
True. So I don't know, honestly.
I'm with you on Odell though. I will put him there.
Honestly, as of 2018, I would say he's the 8th best receiver. In 2019, I don't know if I would say the same thing, because maybe the Giants draft a quarterback.
Yes.
Maybe Odell doesn't get injured. Maybe Odell becomes his rookie year self. I don't know, but I would say in 2018 he was the 8th best receiver. He had 1,000 yards in 12 games though, which is insane, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I could agree with you. Odell 8. I mean, if this is last year, I mean, he did get injured last year. Take it back. If this is 2 years, he's top 3. Because he's just so dominant. He has great hands.
He is honestly, but the injuries, that's the reason he's so low. He's injury prone. If he goes a full year uninjured, he's the #1 receiver in my opinion. He's number one, number two receiver.
We are now on to number 7. 2 more until we have the Elite 5. Number 7.
The Elite.
Looking at these receivers. It's so tough. All these receivers are Pro Bowlers.
All these receivers were at least top 3 at one point, or could be top 3 at one point, except Devontae Adams.
And Thielen.
He's new. No, Thielen was top 3 last year.
Are you talking? No, last year? Last year over at one point. Well, if you're this year he was like top #1 at one point.
I guess. True.
But I think we have to go Adams here just because at number 7. Last year he had an okay year. He somehow made the top 100 last year. I don't know how. He didn't even reach 1,000 yards.
I was very surprised he made that top 100 this year, but
he was like tied. He was like number 40 or something.
Right. But the thing about Devontae Adams is he's a very big red zone target. He had 13 touchdowns this year.
And he's the 100-yard games too.
He had 1,386 yards. He had 169 targets, 69. Let's go. He caught 111 of them. I'd say he had a really good year, honestly.
But he does have that good quarterback advantage too.
True.
Every quarterback,
honestly,
or every receiver who has Aaron Rodgers.
I would say, from going from the #2 receiver, doing nothing basically, to becoming a top 7 receiver when Jordy Nelson departs, I'd say that's a very good season for Devontae Adams.
Yeah, it is.
I just hate that I have to deal with him twice a year.
He does have good hands too.
He does. But I think I agree with you. I don't think he is warranted enough to go into the top 5 just yet.
Yep.
We need to see what he can. I would say you need to see what he can do without Aaron Rodgers just to warrant his ability.
All right, number 6. I already know you have Adam Thielen. I had him on fantasy, so
I do. Okay, I do have Adam Thielen at number 6. But honestly, if you're willing to convince me, I can move somebody down.
I sort of want to put
You'd
him
have
at
to convince
6,
me.
but just because I already know how much hate I'm
You'd
gonna
have to
get
convince me who,
if
though.
if we put Michael Thomas, or I mean, if we put Thielen above Thomas, people are gonna give me so much hate. But here's the reason I think he's better. First off, people are already gonna, you know, they're gonna be like they're just gonna have that white stereotype in their head, like he's white, he can't move fast. He is actually fast for a white boy. He has outrun so much black boys out there. And
Okay.
he started
okay,
8
you're going. Oh,
games.
All right. No, cut the line. We're not getting fucking race into this shit.
Yes,
All
bring
right,
religion and race into here.
Oh no. Okay. All right. I am not affiliated with this part of the set.
Yes,
the
you
segment.
are,
I'm not
Detroit.
affiliated with this segment. All right. This is going a little bit too far, but no, I would say. I put Thielen higher than Thomas just because of raw talent. I would say, he's a better receiver than
Thomas has Drew Brees, one of the greatest quarterbacks. Thielen, Sam
Thielen
Bradford,
has Kirk Cousins,
Kirk Cousins, Case Keenum, and the 5 games that he played with Sam Bradford, he had like what 200-yard games with him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Something
then
like that.
next year he goes off over 1,300 yards with Case Keenum. This year, eight straight games with 100 yards with Kirk Cousins, and he was completely unguardable. The catches he was making.
That's why I had him down there. Michael Thomas is an unbelievable receiver, but
yes, don't get me wrong, but
Adam Thielen's better.
Honestly. I would take Drew Brees over all those 3 quarterbacks at the same time on the same field, throwing him 3 balls. I'd take a single Drew Brees. I mean, so can we put Michael Thomas 6? Can we?
I would say Michael Thomas is warranted number 6.
I'm sorry, y'all. I already know people are gonna get mad, but
we apologize, Saints fans, and to everybody we have offended, because we have offended everybody in the entire league except Falcons fans, and Texans fans,
and Steelers,
and No, we've offended Steelers fans. But yeah. Number 4.
Or 5. We're on number 5 now. Michael Thomas is number 6.
Oh shit! No, then we had. I just crossed out Thielen. Whoops.
Number 5, we can go Adam Thielen though. I'll get if you want.
I would say Adam Thielen because he did not have better stats than anybody here. And yes, he had a really bad quarterback, but some of these guys did not have good quarterbacks either.
And then
good. Well, no. I'm sorry. I phrased that badly. One of them had a really old quarterback. One of them had the best quarterback. And then 2 of them had very good quarterbacks. So they did not have Kirk Cousins level, but they had quarterbacks. I don't know where I'm going with this.
All right, and then number 4, can we both agree Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
Or is there, okay.
That's exactly how I had him. I would completely agree with you with the clutch ball drops. He just does not.
There's like the Patriot game, right through his hands.
He's just right into his hands. Sometimes it's just like
even the Colts game I was watching, he dropped one right in his hands.
His stats though are really good.
Yeah, just imagine if he caught those balls that he dropped right in his hands.
He would have had a 1,700-yard season probably. 1,600-yard season probably.
We are in the final 3.
And now this is where everybody in the comments gets super pissed.
Who you got number 3?
Who do you have?
Oh, okay. Well,
it's odds. You're up.
I'm gonna be honest. It's 50-50 with me. I think I would have to go to your opinion. Your opinion would sway me. I'm not gonna say which 2 receivers I'm saying because then it would spoil my number 1. But who are you leaning towards number 3? 1 receiver.
Number 3. I think honestly,
there's a safe bet. Yeah, that's the safe bet.
Hopkins. But there's also another receiver. And the only reason I would put him this low is because of his recent actions.
That is true. Wait, what do you mean recent
So,
actions? Recent
you know
stat
what I'm
line?
talking about. No,
Oh,
recent
oh,
actions.
oh, 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 I thought we were still talking about DeAndre Hopkins. I know who you're talking about.
No.
Yep.
And if you can't figure this out,
Yes, I know what
look
it.
on Twitter.
Or
Alright,
Facebook Live.
Okay, no, nobody uses Facebook Live. But, honestly, here's what I'm thinking. DeAndre Hopkins, he had 1572 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 115 receptions, right? On 163 targets. That's a really good season. He also had Deshaun Watson as his quarterback.
Yes. Hey, but DeAndre Hopkins and Adam Thielen are like the few receivers who you can say minus this year and last year.
Quarterback, yeah.
Yes. Just look what. Just name the quarterbacks besides Deshaun Watson that Hopkins had to deal with. Brian Hoyer, Tom Savage. There's more. That Patriot
Osweiler.
backup. Yeah, Osweiler, and who's the Patriot backup he had to play with? Remember he backed up Brady?
Did he?
No, not Castle. Who's that Patriot guy? Remember the alarm clock guy who got cut because he?
I do remember.
He got.
Yeah. he was on the Colts for a bit too, wasn't he?
Yeah, maybe. He backed up Brady. Somebody in the comments will have to tell us unless I could think of.
Doesn't matter. I honestly would say DeAndre Hopkins.
Number 3. He is
honestly,
a highlight player though.
He is. He's definitely a highlight player. I would say he warrants number 3.
He makes a lot of great catches when they're called back too. He has like 2 like greatest catches of all time that were called back due to like holding or something.
Yep. Sorry, Texans fans. But yeah, no, I would say DeAndre Hopkins deserves number 3, but honestly, all 3 of these receivers could be flipped.
Yes.
In
like
any
if you
order.
put 1 at 1.
It's all your opinion.
Yeah.
This is an opinion.
No,
okay,
no need for death threats.
You can put Chris Godwin at number 1 if you want. Okay.
Chris Godwin.
It's an opinion. This is an opinion. All right.
Yes, you could put Kareem Hunt as your number 1 kicker.
Okay, whoa. That's going into territory we do not need to go into.
Well, thank you for that copyright music, Detroit. Hopefully. Okay. Number 2. This one, I'm gonna have to go with. Okay, thank God you're back.
I'm back. Don't worry.
Yep.
I just had to deal with something in real life. I'm not a
Number
robot.
2,
just letting y'all know.
Antonio Brown.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, but like, Antonio Brown's 5'10", Julio's 6'3", and Julio might just even be more faster than Antonio. I don't know. We'd have to pull up their combine stats or something.
Yeah. I'd have to pull up their stats, but honestly, no, Antonio Brown, if he did, the thing I'm worried about him is that he's going to do the same thing on a team because he is not a free agent. He is being traded, so he has no choice on where he's going. So he could do the exact same thing he did with the Steelers and throw a fit and sit out. But his talent is undeniable, honestly. He had the best
14 or 15 touchdowns. 15, I'm pretty sure.
He had the most touchdowns this season.
And for a down, and this was considered a down year for him too.
Mhm.
It still puts up 15.
I would say he's number 2 in my opinion.
And another stat I'd like to say is if we look at Julio and Antonio Brown, their most important game of their career, Antonio Brown, it was the Patriots Steelers AFC Championship. For Julio, it was Super Bowl 51. Although the Falcons choked a 28-3 lead, Julio made 3 spectacular catches in that game. It
wasn't his fault.
It was not his fault. It was coaching and Matt Ryan's fault. And sort of the defense, but Julio made spectacular catch after spectacular catch, and it was 0% Julio's fault. Meanwhile, Antonio Brown, may I remind you, that was during the Facebook Live theme, when he filmed the teammate, and he filmed like Mike Tomlin going off on Belichick, and then he filmed like some naked teammates also. Antonio Brown didn't even reach 80 receiving yards that game, and he dropped key passes. Julio comes up with the clutch, and that's something really important for a top receiver.
Julio is he's the long ball king, honestly.
Yes.
1677 yards. He had 113 receptions this year. He did only have 8 touchdowns. It took him 6 weeks to get a touchdown, but
yeah.
Still.
Dang, I remember those
honestly,
memes.
That's not his fault. Not his fault, honestly. Matt Ryan wouldn't throw him the ball. Or
Julio is also the harder person to tackle. Has way better stiff arm.
He's also bigger.
Yes, and if you're starting a team, you're telling me these are for the Paters, I'm not talking to you. You're telling me you'd take Antonio Brown, who's 5'10", over a 6'3" beast who can run faster. I ain't believing that. Julio is the best receiver in the game.
That's
in both our opinions.
That's what I would have to say.
I might just do a poll.
So now, that is it. We have done it.
30.
Thank you for all the hate in the comments. Yeah, thank you for all the hate on the first video.
I don't think we'll get as much hate in this one as we did in the quarterback. I mean,
let's just tell us what you like, what you want us to do next. We do have a couple videos planned out.
And this is a weekly thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be weeklies on Saturdays at some
every Saturday
time.
Will be uploaded.
Should we tell them our next couple videos or no?
Yes. Tell them, Detroit.
All right. So next week we will be ranking running backs, and that will be pro, and we'll have some Pro Bowl talk in that video as well. The week after that will be Super Bowl weekend.
Yep, and we'll be
doing our NFL honors. We'll do our NFL honors videos and a whole Super Bowl breakdown. That will be an interesting video, and then lastly we will do a defenses, ranking the defenses, and then probably maybe
we'll do a
free agency preview.
Oh, free agency preview, yes.
Or that might be the week after. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's our schedule so far, and hope you guys are ready.
Yes. And there you guys have it. We are the Cum Dumpsters.